Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Jasodananjana Brajajana Ranjana. Yasodananjana Brajajana Ranjana. Jamunatira Vanachari. Jamunatira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Gunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Gunja Bihari.
Anantakori Vaishnava Vrindi ki jai. Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem Sukho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasri Gaur Bhakta Vrindi ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath. Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Navadvip Mayapur Dham ki jai. Sri Jamunamaya Gangami Bhakti Devi Tulsi Devi ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premananda Hari Bol. All glories to some devotees. All glories to some devotees. All glory to some devotees. Jai Sri Sri Guru and Gaurango. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 10, Text 21 and Text 22. Is that right? Oh, you sure? Because it didn't have a purport. 21 I'll read, and 22 has a purport. Rakshapati swabalarastim aveksya rusta aruyayanakam atabhishara ramam swasyandane dyumati matalalino panite vibrajamanam ahanam nisitai kshurapayi. Thereafter, when Ravana, the king of the Rakshasas, observed that his soldiers had been lost, he was extremely angry. Thus he mounted his airplane, which was decorated with flowers, and proceeded toward Lord Ramchandra, who sat on the effulgent chariot brought by Matali, the chariot driver of Indra. Then Ravana struck Lord Ramchandra with sharp arrows. Text 22. Ramas tam aha purushada purisha yanna kanta samaksham asataparita swarat swavat te tyakva trapasya palam adya jagupsitasya yachami kala iva kartur alangya virya ramastamaha purushara purishayana kanta samaksham asataparita svavate tyaktva trapasya paramadya jagupsitasya yachami kala iva kartur alangya viryaha ramastamaha purushada purishayana kanta samaksham asata parita svavate tyaktva trapasya paramadya jagupsitasya yachami kala iva kartur alangya virya chant. Vastama purushada purishayana kanta samaksham asata parita svavate tyaktva trapasya palamadya jagupsitasya yachami kala iva kartula langya virya ramastam aha purushada purishayana kanta samaksham asata parita svate tyaktva trapasya palam adya jagupsitasya yachami kala vakartur alangya virya. Matajis. Ramastam aha purushada purisha yana kanta samaksha asata parita sovate tyaktva trapasya palam adya jagupsitasya yachami kala iva kartur alangya virya. Rama, Lord Ramchandra. It says here, Lord Raman Chandra. Does it say that there too? In the book it says Lord Raman Chandra. Tam unto him. Someone make a note to the editor, please. Unto him Ravana. Aha said, Purusha Ada Purisha, you are the stool of the man-eaters, Rakshasas. Yet, because, na, my, kanta, wife, asamaksha, helpless because of my absence, asata, by you the most sinful. Aparita was kidnapped. Swavat, like a dog who takes food from the kitchen in the absence of the proprietor. Te, of you. Tyaktvatrapasya, because you are shameless. Palamadya, I shall give you the result today. Jugupsitasya, of you the most abominable. Yachami, I shall punish you. Kalaiva, like death. Kartu, of you who are the performer of all sinful activities. Alangyavirya, but I, being omnipotent, never fail in my attempt. Translation. Lord Ramachandra said to Ravana, you are the most abominable of the man-eaters. Indeed, you are like their stool. You resemble a dog. For as a dog steals edibles from the kitchen in the absence of the householder, in my absence you kidnap my wife, Sita Devi. Therefore, as Yamaraj punishes sinful men, I shall also punish you. You are most abominable, sinful, and shameless. Today, therefore, I, whose attempt never fails, shall punish you. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Nacha Daivat Parambalam. No one can surpass the strength of the transcendence. Ravana was so sinful and shameless that he did not know what the result would be of kidnapping Mother Sita, the pleasure potency of Ramchandra. This is the disqualification of the Rakshasas. Asatyam apatistam te jogaradhur anishwaram. The Rakshasas are unaware that the Supreme Lord is the ruler of the creation. They think that everything has come about by chance or accident, and that there is no ruler, king, or controller. Therefore, the Rakshasas act independently as they like, going so far as to kidnap the goddess of fortune. This policy of Ravana's is extremely dangerous for the materialist. Indeed, it brings ruin to the materialistic civilization. Nonetheless, because atheists are Rakshasas, they dare to do things that are most abominable, and thus they are punished without fail. Religion consists of the orders of the Supreme Lord, and one who carries out these orders is religious. One who fails to carry out the orders is irreligious, and he is to be punished. Ramastamaham purushara purishanyanna kantas samaksha asataparita svavate tyaktvatrapasya palamadya jugupsitasya yachami kala ivakartur alangya virya. Lord Ramachandra said to Ravana, you are the most abominable of the man-eaters. Indeed, you are like their stool. You resemble a dog, for as the dog steals edibles from the kitchen in the absence of the householder, in my absence you kidnap my wife, Sita Devi. Therefore, as Yamaraj punishes sinful men, I shall also punish you. You are most abominable, sinful, and shameless. Today, therefore, I, whose attempt never fails, shall punish you. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chaksur Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Srigurave Namah. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances to his lotus feet. So here in the purport, Srila Prabhupada states that atheists are Rakshasas. That's quite a heavy statement. Sometimes Srila Prabhupada used to call, before he passed from this world, his godbrothers came to visit him in Vrindavan in October, November 1977. And he said, please forgive me for my offenses. And the God brothers that were there said, you have not offended anyone. We have offended you. And Prabhupada said, no. Sometimes I use the word mudha, rakshasa. What other word? Rascal. Rascal. And I think the God brother reiterated, no, anyone who thinks that you offended, they are the offender. So such humility of Srila Prabhupada. But at the same time, he did not hesitate to call a thief a thief. Discretion is the greater part of valor. That's a very famous statement. And therefore, we discriminate between Krishna consciousness and non-Krishna consciousness. We don't blindly accept everything unless it is given directly from the spiritual master. Just like here Srila Prabhupada says, all atheists are Rakshasas. So know for a fact, if someone is an atheist, they're a Rakshasa. Prabhupada has stated that. They're not just atheists that, oh well, they don't really believe in... No, Prabhupada says they are Rakshasas. Rakshasa means man-eater. One who eats, practically speaking, a cannibal. So, of course, we don't go out. We're not Srila Prabhupada. We don't go and tell people, you're a Rakshasa, you're a cannibal, please take this book. No, we address them that, my dear sir, you're so intelligent, even though they're Rakshasas. You are so advanced. Take a look at this. Prabhupada stated, this is how we should approach people. So, Ramchandra himself, though, he approached Ravana and called him, I think, such a heavy thing, I can't even... You resemble a dog. You are the most abominable of the man-eaters. Indeed, you are like their stool. It's not that Krishna is kind the same way to everyone. To one person, he's encouraging by glorifying. To another person, because everyone is a servant of Lord Ramchandra. Everyone is a servant of Lord Krishna. But to another person, he's calling them the most abominable of man-eaters. You are like the stool of the Rakshasas. You resemble a dog. I mean, those are pretty strong words. Can you imagine if you approach someone, you are the lowest of the cannibals. You are the stool of a cannibal, and you resemble a dog. This is Krishna. This is Lord Ram. He talks like this, discriminatory. So, as devotees of Lord Ram, as devotees of Lord Krishna, we accept their order. We accept the order of Srila Prabhupada as our life and soul. This is actually our position. We accept the order of our spiritual master as our life and soul. And our happiness in life, everyone in this world is after happiness. Anandamaya Vyasat. Everyone is searching, where is happiness? How can I make myself happy? But our happiness in life has been described very simply. When we see others chanting Hare Krishna, dancing, and reading Srila Prabhupada's books, taking to Krishna consciousness. This is our supreme happiness, real happiness. Someone comes to the temple, chants and dances, and recites the name of the Lord, chants the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. This is happiness in life. Someone has read Srila Prabhupada's books and appreciated them very deeply. That is our happiness. Our happiness isn't based on how much are people glorifying me today. How much am I being blasphemed today? If that was the case, like everyone in the material world, we'd be complete mental cases. People are worried. What did the paper say about me? Someone who's a famous figure. Or even today, you don't even have to be. What did the internet say about me? What did social media say? I'm good or I'm bad? If we base our happiness on the opinions of others, then we'd be up and down like a teeter-totter. But our happiness, we don't care. We may be blasphemed, we may be glorified, we may be accepted, we may not be accepted. But when we see others eating prasadam, chanting Hare Krishna, reading Srila Prabhupada's books, taking in Srila Prabhupada's instruction, accepting the instruction of Srila, because basically that's the first connection everyone has with Krishna consciousness. I know myself, when I was a young teenager, I went on some rally in Lincoln Park. I think it was against the war or whatever we were protesting. I was in high school, I think I was 15 or 16, and someone gave me a Teachings of Prahlad. Transcendental Teachings of Prahlad. Just little pamphlet. But I read it again and again and again and again. And I liked it so much. I wasn't sure about the guy who gave it to me. Different colored socks, kind of a strange fellow. But I liked what this guru had to say, Srila Prabhupada. I liked the book. Even later, I met devotees in different places. When I was a teenager, we went to Detroit Temple. I must have been 16. We had just gotten our driver's license. We drove to Detroit and we were intoxicated. And my friend said, you got to come to this one place. It was Sunday. It'll blow your mind. So we went on Jefferson Street in Detroit, before Lenox Avenue. And there at the Hare Krishna temple, people were dancing and chanting. We danced and chanted. We ate prasadam. But because we were intoxicated, we started laughing uncontrollably. We were 16-year-old boys. And by Krishna's grace, this was the first time that I got kicked out of ISKCON. The temple president came up to me and my friends and threw us out of the Detroit temple. That was the first. But we appreciated that we were intoxicated, we were causing a disturbance, we wouldn't stop giggling and laughing. We were kids, and we were very much like Rakshasas. We were teenage Rakshasas. Somebody can write a book or make a song. Teenage Rakshasas. But I knew I had to come up to another standard, because everywhere you went in those days, every corner were Hare Krishnas. People would even say, as everyone knows, how many millions of people are in your movement? When we became devotees, I said, why you think that? And they said, because everywhere, the shopping center, the doctor plaza, the swimming pool, everywhere we go, you guys are there with the books. Devotees are very expert. We weren't very big in number still. We're not that big in number. But devotees are expert how to engage the Rakshasas. Some people aren't Rakshasas. They aren't atheists. They believe in God. Maybe they're Avajananti Mamudha. Krishna calls them Mudha. We're not calling Mudha. Krishna says, Namam Duskritina Mudha. All throughout the Bhagavad Gita. This is the quality of the Mudha. Or those whose knowledge is stolen by ignorance. What are the four types? The inquisitive, those who are in need of some desire. Namam Duskritina Mudha. Yeah. Naranama, the lowest of mankind. Krishna says, we're not saying. Go ahead. Whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, Maya Pritagyana, Asuram Bhavam Ashritam. The lowest class of demoniac personalities. This is Krishna. I was so attracted to the philosophy in 1970, maybe 71. After Rath Yatra Festival, my friends and I went to the House of Flowers in Golden Gate Park. Srila Prabhupada was speaking. I had seen other gurus. I had seen this Nikhilananda from Vedanta. I had seen the transcendental guru, meditation guru. I forget his name. Okay. And done his mantra. I was so intoxicated I misunderstood. The mantra was Aing. Secret mantra. Do not repeat it. Of course, Aing is the seed mantra for the spiritual master. But because of my level of intoxication, when I received the secret mantra, they whispered it in my ear. I heard oink. And you weren't allowed to tell anybody or ask anybody. So I started chanting 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening, oink, 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 oink. And I felt like I was gaining weight and having desire for all kinds of nasty foods. I thought everyone was chanting a barnyard mantra. It was like old MacDonald type thing. Of course, later we understood it was Aing, Aing Gurave, the mantra for the spiritual master. But we saw Srila Prabhupada in the House of Flowers. And one guest stood up and said, Swami, according to the teachings of Bahula, Prabhupada said, we're talking about Krishna. He said, well, in the Baha'i faith, Prabhupada said, we're talking Krishna consciousness here. He said, well, Baha'u'llah says, and Prabhupada said, sit down and be quiet. We are talking of Krishna. And I was watching in the stands in the House of Flowers. And at that moment, I said, that's my guru. Because Prabhupada didn't accept anything but Krishna consciousness. So strict. And Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita doesn't water things down. It's not a watering down. But Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita gives direct. Namam duskritina mudha prapadyante naradama maya pritigyanam asuram bhavamashrita. Directly calls out those who are not devotees. You're Rakshasas. You're an atheist and a Rakshasa. And you'll be punished like Ravana. And I thought, that I can accept. The other meditations of Oink and seeing the other gurus that I had seen, I was interested in the philosophy, but it wasn't very one-pointed. But Srila Prabhupada's presentation. So therefore, our happiness is when other people read Srila Prabhupada's books and become convinced. That's our real happiness in life. We see people dancing, chanting, Hare Krishna, Hari Bol, Jai Prabhupada. We feel so happy. That's our happiness. If we don't feel happy when people are chanting, we have to analyze what is our motivation. What are we thinking? What do we want in this lifetime? But one who is engaged in Krishna consciousness, seriously and sincerely, his desire is that others chant and dance and eat prasad and read Srila Prabhupada's books, because he chants, and if not too old, dances, reads Srila Prabhupada's books and eats prasad, and when he sees others doing so, is a great source of happiness, is our activity in life. To give that to others. Even if we have to work, we may be family men, and we have to work in this material world, still, we try to give the opportunity for chanting and dancing, for reading Srila Prabhupada's books, for taking instruction from Srila Prabhupada to everyone we meet. There was a householder in the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His name was No. He asked Lord Chaitanya to come with him. And Lord Chaitanya said, no, you stay in this place. In 1976, Prabhupada must have quoted this verse at the festival, you know, Brigapati Prabhu, dozens of times, to where we were waking up reciting the verse, Jale dako tahe kaha, Krishna upadash, amara gyai guruhan tare dash. Every Prabhupada disciple knows that verse like he knows the Lord's Prayer when he grew up in the Western world. Jale dako tahe kaha, Krishna upadas. Kurma, the Brahmin, he wanted to go with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, you stay here. Everywhere you go, everyone you meet, you give him or her Krishna consciousness. Somehow or other, give them a little book, Path of Perfection, Perfection of Yoga, on chanting. Who's really crazy? Give them Srimad Bhagavatam, Science of Self-Realization, Bhagavad Gita as it is. Give them prasadam. Everywhere you go, everyone you meet, give them the opportunity to take to Krishna consciousness. This is our business. No matter you're brahmachari, grihe tako, vani tako, sarahale bole tako. Even we're householders, we may have a job, still, somehow or other, use our income for spreading Krishna consciousness is all that matters. Because the world is filled with Rakshasas. America is Rakshasa Loka. If we don't do something about it, no one will. Mayavadi class of men and women, they're not making anybody less Rakshasic. They're not accepting Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead and serving Him. His lotus feet. Aruya Krichena, Parampadam Tata Padantiado, Nadrita Yuzmarangraya. So, our happiness in life and our advancement depends on how much we are absorbed and convinced about giving Krishna to others, about spreading Krishna consciousness. And that spreading of Krishna consciousness means under the guidance of the spiritual master and the devotees. We have our Vaishnavas, we respect all Vaishnavas. Anyone who chants the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, they are worthy of our respect. Those who are senior, our ISKCON gurus and sannyasis and very advanced devotees, we give great respect. And utmost respect we give to His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. There was one story in 1976. We were very fortunate to be on a morning walk with Srila Prabhupada in Mayapur. I think it was 76, maybe 75. And at that time, we were walking through the rice paddies. Maybe someone knows this. The Jayapataka Maharaj Vyasa Puja book asked me to write this 1 year, 2 years, 3 years ago. And we made the presentation for his Vyasa Puja. Because this had to do with Jayapataka Maharaj. We were all walking in the rice fields. As you know, rice paddies, rice fields, they go up and they come down. I don't know how to explain it. There's a mound where the rice is, I think, and then there's a gully, and it goes like that the whole time. Maybe 5 inches, 6 inches, I think. So Jayapataka Maharaj was, as we were walking, standing on a mound. Some people were on mounds, some people were in the gully. Srila Prabhupada was in the gully. He put his hand out, maybe you know the story, to Jayapataka Maharaj. Jayapataka Maharaj at the time was a very big devotee in more ways than one. He was a very senior man, president of Mayapur, GBC of Mayapur, and he was also about 6'5", strong, big, strong man. Prabhupada 5'6", at most I think 130 in those days. Prabhupada asked for help to go up the mound. 1976, Prabhupada was 81 years old externally. So Jayapataka Maharaj helped him up. We saw. And when Prabhupada got to the top of the mound, he took his 5 fingers in his right hand and he put it on Jayapataka Maharaj's chest. Big man Jayapataka Maharaj. And he pushed him so hard that Jayapataka Maharaj came off the mount into the gully. And I was looking, thinking, Prabhupada's being playful, like King of the Hill. We used to play in Chicago, you know, in the snow especially. You go to the top of the hill, and the whole idea is you take the guy on the top and throw him off. We were just children, and it was snow. They called it King of the Hill. I don't know if that might have been something from old days. Usually someone would get a concussion, another person would have a sprained arm. And so Prabhupada had pushed him off, and Jayapataka Maharaj himself was like, what was that? And we were like, wow, Prabhupada is very playful. Then Prabhupada said from atop the mound, don't do this to your spiritual master. He has brought you from a low place to a high place. Do not push him away. We remembered that always. Prabhupada said, don't push. Prabhupada was taking the position that Jayapataka Maharaj was the spiritual master, and he was taking his help and then pushing him away. He said, don't do this to your spiritual master. He has taken you from a low place to a high place. Do not push him away. So we can take great instruction, all of us. And even young devotees can take great instruction from these pastimes. We heard so many wonderful pastimes about Srila Prabhupada this last week, beginning of the week. And we should keep it in our consciousness and understand who we are, why we're here, why we're suffering, how to get out of the suffering, who are people who aren't devotees, why are they suffering, and how to help them get out of the suffering. We were Rakshasas. No question, I was a Rakshasa. Some people think I'm still a Rakshasa, but that's another story. We don't have time to go into that. We were all Rakshasas, except a few of us who were born in Vrindavan and since birth have been Vaishnavas. Otherwise, we were born Rakshasas in the families of meat-eaters and scoundrels. My family owned Kadetz's kosher restaurant in Cincinnati. You can't get lower than that. But by Krishna's grace, some years later, we were giving books, and people that come from Cincinnati, we're telling them, oh, Uncle Izzy is there. And Izzy had above the machine used for cutting abominable things. I won't even say what kind of machine. On the highest shelf, I went to see him as a devotee. 8 or 10 Srimad Bhagavatams that people had brought, and he placed them on the shelf above some of the abomination. So we can give Rakshasas. We were given a chance by the divine grace to not be Rakshasas anymore. And we can give others the opportunity to give up their Rakshasa behavior and join happily, and we're very happy, join Hare Krishna movement. We don't mind if there's 5 of us in each room in the ashram. Right, Mandajis? 10. Let everyone come and join the Krishna. We'll build a bigger ashram. Let them come and join the Hare Krishna movement. Make themselves happy and we'll also be happy. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga.